So good day, my students. This is Mr. Muhammad Mohsen, your teacher for English. Today I'm going to explain the third unit of first secondary. And let's revise what we have taken in Unit 2 and Unit 1 quickly. In Unit 1, we've taken the past simple, the present simple, the past simple and the past continuous. Then in Unit 2, we've taken the difference between the present simple and the past simple. Now, we're going to take the third lesson for today, which is the present perfect tense. So, let me ask you a question. What do you think of the present perfect tense? In order to be able to understand what does it mean by the present perfect, I first need to understand what are the usages of the previous lessons. As we've said before, present simple is for speaking about repetitive actions that it happens every day or every since time and time. And we spoke about the present continuous and we said it's happening in the things which is happening right now. Then we said the past simple is speaking about the actions that happened in the past and it's already finished, or a repetitive habit in the past, but it's not happening anymore right now. While the fourth thing we spoke about was the past continuous, and we said it's speaking about a certain time in the past or a long action that have taken so much time in the past. Now let's move to the present perfect. For every and each tense, as we said, it has got its helping verb. For the simple, it has got do and doesn't did. For the continuous, it has got am and is and are and was and were. And for the perfect, it has got have and has. So let's move to the rule. We've got, in the form, we've got he, she, and it plus has. And because we've got has, we should have PP. Okay? And if we've got I, we, they, you, we've got have plus PP. What is the PP or the past participle? Past participle is the third form of the verb. Like if it's a regular verb like play, the second form, which is the past simple, is played, and the past participle is played also. While if it's an irregular verb like eat, the second form or the past simple is ate, and the PP is eaten. So let's take an example. As they saying, he has prepared PP the bag since 5 o'clock. So this is a sentence in the form of the present perfect. He, then we've put has, then we've put PP, which is prepared, then we've continued the sentence, the bag since 5 o'clock. Another example, they, the object, have, the helping verb, already, this is a key word, we're going to speak about it in like 2 or 3 minutes. Watered, this is the past participle of the verb water, like pouring water on the plants. This is the form of how to form a sentence using the present perfect in the affirmative, or let's say the normal sentence. Let's go to the negative form. I've got he, she, it plus hasn't. As we've said before, the not doesn't come with its own. It should come after a helping verb. So in order to put the present perfect in its negative form, I should put not with have or has. So as we said, he, she, it plus has plus PP. I, we, they, you have plus PP also. My parents haven't watched the film yet. This is an example of the negative form. And he hasn't cleaned his room yet. This is how to form a negative sentence using the present perfect. How do I form it? I just put not to have or has. So they become hasn't or haven't. Now let's move to the interrogative, or let's say how to make a question using the present perfect. The first type of the questions, the question that start with the helping verb, like have or has, plus subject plus PP. And the answer is gonna be with yes or no. Like here, has Dina finished her homework? The answer should be yes, she has, or no, she has not or hasn't. Have you played the game? Yes, I have, or no, I haven't. Second type of the question that starts with the WH word, which starts with what, where, when, who. I put the WH word, then I put have or has, then I put subject, then I put PP. For example, where have you been? Where is the WH word, have is the helping verb that comes with you, then been is the PP of verb to be. That's brilliant. Let's continue. The fourth form of the passive of the present perfect is the passive. The passive is the lesson that cares about the object, not the subject. So I start with the object, then I get the subject at the end of the sentence. For example, I've got here, she has cleaned the room. Its passive is gonna be the room. I got the room at the beginning, then has, the helping verb, PP, and cleaned. She has cleaned the room. She has been cleaned. The room has been cleaned. So, someone will ask me, where did we have been? I will tell you that in order to change any sentence from the active to the passive, I should put two things from my mind. The first one is verb to be. And second one is the PP. So here, she has cleaned the room. I've put the room at the beginning. Then I put has as it's the helping verb. Then I put clean in the PP. I still have verb to be and PP I didn't put. Let's say the PP of the verb to be is going to be been. So the room has been cleaned, and you can say by here. That's the forms of how to use the present perfect with your sentences. So let's move to the usages of the present perfect. What are the usages of the present perfect? Like, when do I speak using the present perfect in my sentences? The first usage is to express actions which started in the past and still in action. In another word, to express the actions that happened in the past and still affecting till now. For example, when I say it has rained yesterday. Why did I say it has rained yesterday? Because the floor or the ground is still yet wet. And as we see here, he has studied foreign languages. He wants to work as a translator. Why do we use the present perfect here? Because studying a foreign language is still affecting him till now, so he would like to work as a translator. I have lived in Kenya for 10 years. That means that he has been affected with the culture of Kenya. That's why he has lived in Kenya for 10 years. I've lived there since I was a child. That means that he was affected by living in that place. That's why he used I have lived there since I was a child. The second usage. Okay, so as we were saying, so the second usage is to describe actions which have happened very recently. What do you mean by very recently? Like since like a very few time. Like when I say, I have just finished reading David Copperfield. When I say I've just finished reading David Copperfield, that means that I've just finished it. Like it's like 1 or 2 minutes ago. So when something that like still happened like a short time ago, I use the present perfect. Third usage, I use the present perfect to describe actions which have not happened but might happen in the future. For example, Ahmad hasn't visited Paris yet. What does that mean? That means that he didn't visit it, but he might visit it in the future. So when there are some actions that didn't happen, but it might happen in the future, I use the present perfect. Fourth usage, when I say questions and answers about someone's experience. As we've said before, when you have an experience, that affects your mind. So it's an effect in your life, so that's why we use the present perfect. For example, have you ever been to Greece? Of course, this is an experience. If you have gone to Greece, that might affect your mind or like your attitude, your behavior, so this is gonna be affecting you. No, I have never been there. So he said I've never been there because he might go. To talk about an action that happened in the past without mentioning the time. From the usages of the past simple is to specify the time the action is happening in. If the thing happened in the past and it's not mentioned when did that happen, we use the present perfect. Like for example, she has polished her shoes. When does that happen? We don't know. So that's why we use the present perfect. She polished her shoes yesterday. Why did we put this sentence in the past simple? Because we've already known that this happened yesterday. The sixth usage, when there is specific evidence in the present of the event that took place in the past. Evidence in the present about something happened in the past. It's already like the effect. If the past is affecting the present, this is gonna be present perfect. Like, you have cleaned your room, it looks so wonderful. Why did he use have cleaned? Because he can already see the room clean. So this is an effect of he cleaning the room. So cleaning the room happened in the past, but the effect of cleaning the room is happening in the present, which it looks wonderful. So that's why you have cleaned the room, it looks wonderful. In the news reporting, present perfect makes the event seem more related to the present. If I'm speaking about an action and I've used the present perfect, this way I clarify that this happened recently, it just happened. Because if I use the past simple, I'm gonna say that this happened a very long time ago. But when I say present perfect, that means that it recently happened. That's why we use it in the news reporting. Okay, now we're moving to the key words of the present perfect. Of course, each and every tense has got its key words in order to be able to solve the question when I have it. So, let's take the keywords of the present perfect. The first one is since. And since comes with a specific time. Like I say, since, for example, 2000. So I'm speaking about the year of 2000. That's why I say since. And number four speaks about the duration. What do you mean by duration? Like for example, if it happened in 2000, I say 20 years. So for since, it's not speaking about the duration, it's speaking about when does that happen specifically. While for is speaking about the duration and doesn't care when does that happen. We've got lately, recently, already, just, yet, and keep in your mind that yet gets negative in the sentence and then it comes at the end of the sentence. So far, up till now, ever comes with the question, the first time, or something that didn't happen yet and still happening, and it's the first time it happened, so I use ever. And never comes in the affirmative form while it is giving a negative meaning. Here it gives you an example about when to use since and when to use for. As we've said, since comes with a specific time, a specific date. So we say 7 o'clock, 2000, yesterday, last night, April, Friday, then, spring, his arrival. All of those words gives me a specific time in the past. While for is speaking about a duration, 2 hours, 5 years, A day, 1 day, the last night, the last week, 2 months, 5 days, ages, a long time, a season, years, a while. All of those words give me the duration and doesn't speak about when does that happen at all. So this is the difference between since and for. Let's move forward. Here he's saying that already is with the sentence that comes to give you an exclamation meaning. Like, have you already written to John? You're somehow confused about this. Or have you finished doing the exercise already? Like you would like to know really. And as I said, yet comes at the end and it comes with a negative. Well, let's move to the exercise. Okay, so Maha is my best friend. IA for, let's zoom it. Yes, this way. Let's go. Maha is my best friend. IA here for 5 years. So when I say 5 years, for, this is the key word of the present perfect. So I should say have plus PP, have known. Number 2, you enjoyed your time in the museum. Here I have got ED, which is a PP form, because if it was a past simple form and I should put did here, this will not be here. But I've got ED, so this is not a past simple, this is a present perfect. So I say, have you enjoyed your time in the museum, because this is present perfect. Third one, IA finished my homework, so we can go to park. This is something that happened recently. He just finished her homework, so he would like to go to the park. So I have just finished my homework. Samira and Nagi, this is plural. Friends, all their lives, this has happened in the past and it's still happening till now. So it's gonna be have been. Hannah has gone on holiday the last 2 weeks. I've got has gone, this is present perfect, and the last 2 weeks. It is giving me a specific time, the last 2 weeks. So it's going to be since, sorry. There are a lot of changes in the word lately. Lately means that something which is happening recently. So it's going to be present perfect. There have been a lot of changes. يبقى have been. He worked since last month because of his low salary. I've got since, so it's a keyword of the present perfect. So it's going to be he has left. Isra has joined our school. I cannot use yet because I have no negative. Never doesn't come at the end of. Never doesn't come at the end of the sentence. Recently, ever doesn't come at the end of the sentence. So I've got recently. She for work an hour ago. Ago is a keyword of past simple, not a present perfect. So we are going to say she left. Okay, hopefully this is going to be somehow clear. Now let's move to what after this. So he last went on holiday. He was still a boy. This is past simple. So I should use when. I cannot use after or since or for because they are not keywords of the past simple. My key is A. I cannot open the door. This happened in the past. He lost his keys and its effect is still happening till now because he cannot open the door. So I will say my keys have been lost, and this is passive because he started with the object. So I should put the helping verb to be in the PP, and a verb in a PP form. Ala, who lives next door, won the first prize for reading. This is a past simple. and he's not giving me a duration or a time. He's giving me a specific year. She won in 2001. I can't go to bed now because I ate my homework yet, which is a keyword of the present perfect. It gets a negative form and it gets PP also. So I haven't done my homework yet. My son Muhammad is the most intelligent child. He didn't see any child like Muhammad before. So it's going to be the first time to see a child like this. So it's going to be ever. Have you seen that fell? This is a present perfect question. He started with have and he put PP. But yes, I have seen it yesterday. Okay, let's move to the last page. Here we go. My childhood, I have lived in this house. Let me explain this to you. There is a keyword or a conjunction that comes at the beginning and it gets a noun just after it. It cannot be for and since. It cannot be ever. It is during. Or during. Oh, he has started his new career. Has he started his new career? This is a question for being confused, so it's going to be already. Have you sent your application form? Yes, I. A week ago, yes, I have sent it. Because the question is in the present perfect, so I cannot change the answer. He come back home. He is taking off his shoes. This has happened so recently. He's just come to the house because he's taken off his shoes. C is going to be he has just. The book you were looking for. Here it is. He has just found the book. It's just happened so recently. Here it is. It's giving him. So it's going to be have found. In recent years, present perfect, scientists ways have developed because it's plural. It's going to be have developed. Would you like something to drink? No thanks, here it's going to be a present perfect because he just had something recently. So I have just had. Have, helping verb, just the keyword, and had the past participle of the word or of the verb have. I have studied English. The age of 6. This is a specific time. لما كان عنده 6 سنين يبقى since. I haven't seen her since we هنا أنا عندي part present perfect. يبقى part التاني past simple. Let's move down. I have tried seafood and I have no desire to try it. That means that he didn't try it ever. So it's going to be never. I think that Kamal is the most inspiring teacher. He didn't see any teacher like Kamal before. So it's going to be ever. The last meeting, we've got here a noun just after the conjunction, so it's going to be during. It's been ages since we have eaten. Why have eaten? Because it's still happening till now. There has been a traffic jam in the square 2 hours. He didn't specify, so we can say 4. Your car, it's ready to use. This is a passive sentence because he started with the subject. So I should start with the helping verb, PP in verb to be in the PP form, and then we put PP. So has already been repaired. I think I'm done with the present perfect. I think everything is clear right now. Hopefully this has been useful to you, and I wish to see you great in the next time. Thank you so much for attending this session. This is Mr. Muhammad Mohsen, your English teacher for first secondary. Have a wonderful day, please.